Good afternoon, fabulous fourth graders. It is Mr. B, and I am here today to talk to you about editing your final draft of your opinion piece. Now, as you remember, you guys are crafting your opinion piece on whether in-person school or virtual learning is the best. Which one is better in your opinion? Now, the teachers, we have been talking about whether eating at home or eating out is a better option. So we chose eating at home, and here is what I would consider a rough draft, or somewhere in between a rough draft and a final copy. Okay, we have some mistakes here that we need to fix, and that is what we call editing. Okay, editing is where we look at our rough draft and we think about all of the mistakes that we have made, or all the mistakes that maybe even Google is kind of showing us here. As you can see, the Word document is showing us we've made some mistakes here. The underlined words, misspelled words, punctuation, all of those things go into just kind of fixing some mistakes on your rough draft. Now, the rough drafts are named that rough drafts because they are rough, which means they are chock full of mistakes usually, okay? And really that's good, because rough drafts are just ways for you to get all of your ideas down on paper. We don't want them to be your final copy. We don't want them to be perfect, because you're going to be changing stuff and fixing things. Maybe you find an idea that you think sounds better and you want to fix it. And that's what editing is for, okay? Editing is for fixing all of the mistakes that you had made in your rough draft, okay? Maybe even adding some new ideas that you think, oh, that doesn't quite sound right. I think this sounds a little bit better, all right? So today, you can see here is our rough draft for our final copy of which is better, eating out or eating at home. You can see there's some underlined things here that are mistakes, obviously, but we're going to read this and see if we can come across anything that that we need to fix. So look at the first sentence here. As you can see, why did the chicken cross the road? Now we see this is obviously a misspelled word, and Google has underlined it and said, okay, this is not right. So I'm going to click on this, and it gives me a suggestion. This is how to really spell road. Okay, so you can use this to your advantage. It might help you. Google points out mistakes for you sometimes, okay? But look at this sentence too. It's not fixing this. All right, it's not fixing this. Why did the chicken cross the road? This looks like a question word. Do you think this should probably end in a question mark? I think it should. So I'm going to put a question mark there. Okay, let's move on. Okay, this looks good to me, but look, we got another mistake here. It looks like I may have added an extra space in this word reason here, and Google gave me a suggestion, and I will fix it as that. The rest of this paragraph looks okay to me. That doesn't look like anything I need to fix. Oh, look down here. It looks like I maybe have forgotten something. Nothing looks misspelled here, but this looks like a grammar mistake. It looks like I might be missing some punctuation. It says, typically people who go out to eat consume 300 more calories a meal than they would at home. When making dinner at home, people are more conscientious of what they make. When my family cooks dinner. Okay, this sounds like a big run-on sentence. It looks like I might be missing some periods here. And Google is showing me that that's exactly what's happening. If I were to click on this, it's giving me a suggestion. Here's where I should put my period. Home, after home, and then when starts the next sentence. And let's see, there was another one here. Yep, right there is where the other period should go. Looks like I got another misspelled word down here. Eaten should be eating. We do make silly mistakes sometimes like that when we are writing. We just kind of forget a letter sometimes, especially when we're typing. Sometimes my big fat fingers hit the wrong key and I don't catch it. Looks like we missed another period down here. Yep, looks like that. And this sentence right here is a little bit interesting to me. It says, the more often you eat at home, the more money you save. I think I want to add some pizzazz here. I think I want that to be more of an exclamation. Like, the more money you eat, the more often you eat at home, the more money you can save. Like, I want that to be an important thing. So I'm going to put an exclamation point there, because I think that's a really important thing that readers should be getting. All right, last paragraph. There's nothing else that's red or blue underlined here, but last paragraph, in conclusion, my opinion is better to eat at home because, okay, this looks good. Now let's read this last sentence. I am glad the chicken got home to eat with his family because that is what I will be doing tonight. Looks like I got 2 periods there, so that looks like a mistake. I'm going to go ahead and backspace that if I can. But I also think I want that to be an exclamation. I want to kind of end like on a positive, really exclamatory statement. So I'm going to go ahead and write an exclamation point there. Okay, so now you have a better idea of what editing looks like, okay? You're fixing spelling mistakes, grammar mistakes, and just kind of general, if you want to add in some ideas, you think you read it and like, that doesn't really make sense. Maybe I want to fix that. I want to add something in that would be better. This is what your time for editing is for, okay? You're fixing your rough draft to get it closer to and almost ready for that final copy. All right, so your job right now is to go to your rough draft, and I want you to reread it. I want you to look for any spelling errors, any grammar errors, punctuation, capital letters, any sort of mistakes that you see or you think you might see that you need to change, okay? I also want you to look for reread to see if you might want to add something or take out something like that doesn't make sense, or I want to change something. Maybe this sounds a little bit better. I'm not sure what I was trying to say in my rough draft. This sounds like a better sentence, makes more sense. So see if you would like to change anything that you wrote originally to make your reasons or your evidence make more sense or stand out. All right, fabulous fourth graders, it's time to go get started on that. Have fun editing your rough draft.